Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through some of the problems on the 5-1 worksheet. All right, first one, number one. We've got h of x and g of x here, and it says find h plus g of x. So if you remember from our notes, h plus g of x is h of x plus g of x. So basically, we're just going to add this to this. So h of x is 4x plus 3, and then we're going to add 3x plus 4. Okay, I usually like to put these in parentheses just in case we get like a multiplication or division or subtraction in there. You're going to need the parentheses. On this, we don't necessarily need the parentheses, but it's just kind of a good habit to get in. So we're just going to simply add these together. So 4x and 3x, we're just basically collecting like terms. 4x plus 3x is 7x, and then 3 plus 4 gives us 7. So this is going to be 7x plus 7. Okay, for 3 here, h times g of t. So this is h of x times g of x. So h of t instead of x. So we've got 3t plus 5 all times g of t, which is 3t. Okay? So now that we're multiplying, now we got to multiply this by both of these over here. So 3 times 3 is 9. T times t is t squared. 3 times 5 is 15. And t times no other t is just plain old t, and that's what we end up getting. Okay? 5, f times g of a. So again, we're going to multiply these together. Okay, so we've got, this is going to be f of a times g of a. So 2a plus 2 times a plus 1. Okay, so this is where we're going to have to either FOIL it out, or you're going to have to stack one on top of the other. I'm going to start trying to encourage you to do this stack method here. So I'm going to actually take this a plus 1 and move it underneath here, a plus 1. And now we're going to multiply this just like a 2 by 2 multiplication problem, 2 digit by 2 digit. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 2a is 2a. Put a 0 in there, hold spot. A times 2 is 2a. That's positive. And then a times 2a is 2a squared. Now when we go to add these together, that's 2. 2a plus 2a is 4a. And then we have a 2a squared. And that's what we end up getting for our final answer there. Okay? 7g minus h of x. So that's g of x minus h of x. So we've got 3x minus 1 minus x plus 1. So this negative's got to get distributed to both of these pieces here. So this is really 3x minus 1. Negative times x is negative x. Negative times positive 7 is negative 7. And now we just collect like terms. 3x minus x is 2x. Negative 1 and negative 7 is negative 8. Okay? All right, now, find h plus g of negative 10. Okay, so really what we can do, you can do this both ways, a couple different ways. You can do, I can just plug negative 10 into the g function, see what I get, and then negative 10 into to this here and see what I get. Or, I think probably the easier way is to do it like we're doing up above here. Add these two together first, and then plug negative 10 in for the n. Okay, so let's do this. H plus g of n is 2n. So really this, let's just add these two together. 2n minus 2 plus n squared plus 4. Okay, when we add those together, let's see, we got an n to the fourth. N to the fourth, n squared. Right? And then we have an 2n. And then negative 2 plus 4 gives us plus 2. Okay, so that's just like what we would have up here, except for now we have, instead of doing it for the n, now we know that this n is going to be negative 10. So we're going to plug negative 10 in for both of these n's. So we do negative 10 squared plus 2 times negative 10 plus 2. Negative 10 times negative 10 is 100. 2 times negative 10 is negative 20 plus 2. 100 minus 20 is 80, plus 2 is 82. Okay? All right, same idea here. Let's multiply these two things together first. This one's going to give us a little bit bigger of an answer, but that's okay. We'll be a-okay. G times H. So we got negative 2a minus 1 all times a cubed plus 2, right? So we're going to need to multiply these two together. So we can still stack these. It'll still work just fine. So we've got a cubed plus 2. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And then 2 times negative 2a is negative 4a. Okay? Now we'll put a 0 under there, just to kind of hold the spot. Now we have a cubed times negative 1. Negative 1, there's a 1 out here, right? So negative 1 times 1 is negative 1a cubed. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to move this way over here into like our a cubed column, because look, we got constants. A to the first, this will be a to the second, this will be a to the third, if there are any. Okay? So, and then we go a to the cubed times negative 2a. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2, and that's a to the first times a to the third is a to the fourth. And then we have 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, a to the fourth. Okay, now when we add this all up, we get negative 2, a to the fourth, plus a cubed minus 4a minus 2. And now we got to plug 2 in for all of these a's and see what we get. So negative 2 times negative 2 to the fourth plus negative 2 to the third minus 4 times negative 2 minus, oh, I put negative 2's in there, but they're all positive 2's. Let me change that. Okay, that's better. So 2 to the fourth, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So 16 times negative 2 is negative 32. There we go. 2 to the third, 2 times 2 is 4, times another 2 is 8, so that's plus 8. Negative 4 times 2 is a negative 8, and then a minus 2. These two cancel each other out. 32 minus 2 is negative 32 minus 2 is negative 34. Okay. This one here, G times F. Okay, so we've got, I'm going to multiply these together, x minus 5 times 2x minus 2. I'm just going to put this straight underneath here and then start multiplying. Negative times a negative is a positive. 2 times 5 is 10. Negative times a positive is a negative. 2 times x is just 2x. 2x times negative 5. 2 times negative 5 gives us negative 10, and we add the x in there. Positive times a positive is positive. 2 times 1 is 2. X times x is x squared. 10 plus 0 is 10. Negative 2x and negative 10x is, oops, missed that part, is negative 12x. And then we have a 2x squared. Okay? And now, for those x's, we're going to plug in zeros to both of those. So guess what happens? 2 times 0 squared minus 12 times 0 plus 10. That turns into 0, that turns into 0, so our answer here is just 10. Okay? 15. F plus g of negative 8. So we're going to add these two together. Negative n plus 4 times n squared minus n. Oops, not times, but plus, right? So we're just going to collect like terms. N squared is the biggest one, and then we have minus an n, and then we, oh, sorry, negative n and another negative n is negative 2n, right? And then plus 4. And now we're going to plug negative 8 in for both of those n's. So negative 8 squared minus 2 times negative 8 plus 4. Negative 8 times negative 8 is positive 64. Negative 2 times negative 8 is positive 16 plus 4. So that's 64 plus 20 is what, 84? Okay. All right. That's all we have for the 5-1 worksheet. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks.